George Rose, Tszyu, Tony Harrison just come face to face. What did you see?
Look, it was intense. You could feel the tension in this whole room the moment they met face to face, and it's exciting. I think today's the reality of where we're at. And once Tony landed, I was stoked to see him get off that plane and know that he's here and ready for the big show. And them two face to face. The energy from Timmy after it, it's like he grew another couple of feet tall.
There's a little bit of play fighting in there. Do you read much into that?
No, look, I think I like Harrison. I think he's got a really good energy. I think he brings a lot to the promotion of a fight. He can talk the talk, he can walk the walk, and we know what Timmy's like, especially here in Australia. Timmy's our guy. Timmy's our guy. So we know come fight night he'll be turning up, and he's just taken everything in. All of this little, all the little things that have happened over the recent weeks, and I know he's going to unleash come fight night.
And we said the other week that this is a tough fight for Tim, but he seems really relaxed. What do you think that is?
I just think it's him as a person. He puts in the work, he knows that he's ready for it, and he grows with every fight that he's in. If the level of competition grows, so does he, and that's what we get to see with Tim with every fight. And this is, the second biggest step up that you can have in the division. Outside of Charlo, Tony Harrison is the guy. So if he can step up and show what he's got against Harrison on the 12th, look out Charlo.
And what about this undercard? What a card.
Oh man, I'm stoked for it. I'm so grateful that we were able to put together such an undercard. So many guys that I know deliver on the big shows, and some really tough matchups, some really tough fights for our guys in particular. And we've got it on the big stage, on the big show. It's going to be perfect for them for what they're looking for in the future. We'll see who's got it when push comes to shove on fight night.
And the first time Tszyu will fight on the same card as Tim, was there any thought as to whether that could be a distraction or what was the thought process there?
Absolutely, and I think logistically it does make it hard for their team, because they do have the same team. They both use the same team, and when Nikita decided to come back to boxing, we knew that it was always going to be difficult, both with him fighting separately and then now with him fighting on the same card. So, usually Nikita would be deep into a card. He's that sort of draw card, he's that sort of star. But because we need to free up the time for the team, he'll end up fighting earlier in the night, and hopefully that doesn't distract the team too much. We know how excited Timmy gets when Nikita's fighting too. So if we can keep him away from ringside, save that energy for the big show.
And Brock Jarvis back in the ring next week as well.
Yeah, and you saw him tonight. He looks great. When doesn't Brock look great? He's a
like
specimen. He's a specimen. He's an absolute specimen. So he's always going to be prepared. He always trains hard, and this is a big fight for him. I reckon this is the new start of his boxing career. How he bounces back from that last fight is going to decide what he does over the next few years. And I've got a lot of faith in Brock, and I'm looking forward to a big performance from Brock.
And just lastly, what was the thought process in putting two fights on in the 1 week?
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea. We love our fights. So it seemed like a good idea. The more fights we can have, the better. But look, it's, we'll see how we survive next week and how it all goes. But we've got the opportunity to try new things. We've got the exclusive deal with Fox, and this is what we want to try and do and see what works and how we go starting the year. This is our first shows here in Sydney for the year. So if everything goes well with this studio made-for-TV style show, we'll look at doing it more frequently in the coming months, and this is the way that we'll approach our big fights is having entertaining fights leading up to it. So it builds a fight week, not just the one big event on the weekend, but having a great fight week leading up to it, because the fight fans in Australia are building and building. So we want to keep the content up to them.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.